Welcome everyone to Going On Daily Live. We are season 3, episode 128, Cold Turkeys. And today I got Mikey D and JJ here. So yeah, super exciting. I mean, we got the roundup today with
Let's
all
go.
of them. Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Yeah, and this is the first time that I have met Mikey D at all. I mean, the first words that we've spoken to each other. So this is here we go. Full send on
I mean,
this.
I have to say we're off to a rollicking start, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have an exciting show today.
Yes, we do.
And Danny's with us already.
Morning, Danny.
Just started off. Yeah, good morning, Danny.
He's like, "Where's everybody? We're on. We're coming."
Yeah, absolutely. And Becky's here too.
I miss Becky.
Yeah.
Good morning, Becky.
Super exciting. So we want to first off we want to thank the sponsors, WDJY. So that's super exciting. If you're listening to us on WDJY, welcome. Come stop by the website or any of the social media and come say hi to us. Love the interaction with anybody. And then hi Danny. And then also thank you to Maze Fitness and Soulspectives Institute for sponsoring us. Really amazing companies and appreciate so much the love and support and all of that, and from everyone else out there. So so jumping right in here, Canadian cold weather hacks.
Oh yes. So I am in South Carolina. Our winters are super short, but every time I talk to Becky, she's like buried in snow, and that's what I think of. Canada. It's just the winter freeze. And I have heard that Canadians have mastered the art of freezing winters and some ingenious little science winter hacks. So I would say, have you guys ever used your back porch for, backup freezers, or have you guys done anything like that? Like what's the weirdest thing that you've ever stored in the snow?
Well, I don't know about weird things, but I've certainly used the snow to insulate for a beer fridge.
Yeah.
Absolutely been. Yeah.
The backyard fridge during the winter. Yeah. Yep. Or like I've seen where Mikey D, what do you store other than beer and sodas and stuff? Have you pounds of meat or something in the backyard fridge?
I wouldn't go so far as to say pounds of meat. However, I got to agree with Kyle here. I have many times used the snowdrift or the snow pile in the backyard as a makeshift beer fridge, or just filled up a cooler with it and called it good.
I have another strange one, perhaps, because I've spent a few nights in snow shelters, and that's very interesting. One was by myself, so digging my own out, and because I do ski patrol, I'm volunteer ski patrol,
right.
So one of the trainings that we did, we hiked up over the top of the mountain from the ski hill on skis and skied in, and then you dig out a shelter, and so I dug out a snow cave the one time by myself, and then also with other guys. So it is wild how insulating it really is. Having, remembering getting out, I clean everything out, and I'm soaked. My whole outfit is just wet, and I step out for less than a minute probably, and my whole, jacket and everything is all crispy because it all instantly froze. So it is cold out.
Yeah.
And then my water bottle, I left just laying inside of the snow shelter overnight, and I picked it up in the morning going, oh man, this is gonna be frozen for sure. And it was not. There were barely ice crystals in it. And it was, I don't know how cold it was, but it was cold out. So anyway,
it's like blues, the insulation. But no, I was Becky. We did the same thing of, whenever we go up to see family at Thanksgiving or Christmas, we put all of our leftovers out on the back deck because there's no room in the that becomes our the Thanksgiving leftover freezer is the picnic table in the backyard.
That's awesome. Well, and I don't know if they can do that in Canada just because the bears come in and eat it all.
Oh, yeah. So I'm curious if the listeners, especially Becky's cracking up going, the three Americans talking about Canadian free winter slidebacks. But I also saw like a lot of Canadians they flip their windshield wipers out before they know what big freeze is, so they don't get stuck to the windshield. I don't know if anybody's done that. I know that I've done the opposite of like when you want to go scrape the window and you pull the windshield, the blades, and it takes the blades. So I needed to learn that. And then I saw this past winter, I'm always, the doom scrolling of the hacks that some of the Canadians, Becky, you'll have to let me know if you do this, where they put out like tarps on the stairs or carpet. And so in the snow, they just can move the tarp and they don't have to go shovel. It's already done that. If that works.
Yeah. Most of the time I just deal with it. I do love Rain-X. Using Rain-X on in your washer fluid, getting the Rain-X specific or then Rain-Xing all your windows, because it not only decreases the amount of frost that you get on your windows, but it also just makes it wipe off basically.
Really? Does it prevent the blades from sticking?
Like
I have
I want to say probably. Yeah, I don't know for sure. I haven't paid as much attention to that, but but I know that when you have your window well treated with Rain-X, then it almost just wipes off.
Have you also done the mistake of putting boiling water on your windshields and cracking the windshields?
Ooh, no.
Have you seen that? Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in the Northeast, and that was a prank that we would sometimes tell people if they wanted to, I got all this ice. Oh, just throw a bucket of boiling water or hot water on it. And you wouldn't think that people would actually do that. And yet some of them did and learned real hard. They learned real hard on that. I also want to say this past winter, I'm here in Nashville, and we had the mother of all ice storms. And the entire city, I think there was over 650,000 people without power for days on end. My house in particular, we were out for 4 days, some people for 2 weeks. And a lot of people that did not evacuate lost all the food in their fridge. And a lot of people also used their back deck or outside to store their food because it was so cold after that. So that was a cold weather hack for sure.
Yeah. So were there people lined up? That's what happens when it gets, freezing, or like you'll see the line out of Home Depot and Lowe's of everybody's getting their generator,
There was a lot of that, particularly at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Costco. And then when the ice storm actually hit and all the power was lost, I don't think there was a single hotel room available. Our entire neighborhood evacuated, and we were lucky because we have a standby generator. So that thing kicked on. We were good to go. And there were so many people that just went to hotels and just abandoned ship kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was wild because my wife and I, at one point, we were walking our dog and she turned to me and she goes, "Why is it so quiet?" And I said, "Because there's no one here. This is apocalyptic in nature." It was dark. It was so quiet, and it was just wild.
And then I'm sure, in being in the South, you would see the next, like after the snow melted, everybody goes back to Home Depot or Lowe's and returns their generator that they all bought.
Unbelievably so.
Yeah, the lines out like, oh,
no shame to the game. They're like, yes, we don't need this anymore.
That's one of the best times when something like that happens and everybody buys whatever gear it is, and then you can buy it up for cheap on Facebook because everybody's getting rid of it.
That's right. Becky, you're cracking me up. There's no hacks to living here, only depression. That's not true.
Oh my God, Becky.
That's not true. Well, she's like, it's still snowing where she is. We're in like 80-degree, 90-degree weather, and I don't know, Kyle, what's it like for you? Where is it?
I think it was 80. I think it was around, it was in the 80s yesterday, but 2 days ago it was chilly. I mean, in the evening, we were sitting out at the park and hanging out there, and I was like, I'm gonna have to put on a jacket here.
Right.
If we're not sitting we got to move over into the sun while the sun's kind of going down.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to move over into the sun in order to not have to put a jacket on here.
Becky's like, my furnace is on.
Yeah.
We were up in Indiana for a week for a wedding this past weekend, and it was mid 70s, like low, and I was going, I'm freezing. And our friends who are from, Northern Illinois that were there, they were like, this is like the most beautiful warm weather because, and I'm like, I'm cold. I have to wear a jacket.
Well, it's so interesting the way, because in the fall, when it's 40 degrees or 50 degrees, whatever it is, it seems like it is just super cold after the summer. And then realizing that in March, we're going to go, wow, it is so nice out right now when it's 40 degrees.
Exactly. Okay, I gotta ask Becky and Mike, did you guys do this when it was the deep freeze in Nashville? I've only done this once, and it's really cool when it got really, really cold in Indiana. But it is the boiling water, but it's the magic trick of when you throw, a cup of boiling water in sub-zero, like when it's below zero, and it turns into vapor instantly. Was it cold enough to do that in Nashville?
It didn't quite get cold enough for that. I'm sure where Becky's at, it probably did. I did try that trick at one point.
But or did it just freeze?
It didn't crystallize the way I've seen it in YouTube videos. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. However, I can tell you that when I was on the job with the fire department in New Jersey, when it got really cold, we would raise our tower ladder and elevate that ladder as high as we could go. And then we would open up a big fog pattern on the nozzle and make it snow. And that was always a lot of fun. But the boiling water trick, the crystallization of that water in sub-zero temperatures, super cool. Definitely tried it. Did not work.
Didn't work. We just got some cold water on it. Yeah. The best hack that I saw, and I'm like, I need to remember this, is if you put wool socks over your shoes, it prevents you from sliding on ice. It's like the the traction creates more friction, so you don't slip and slide like to go downstairs or ice. I was like, oh my God, that is genius. Because the fibers of the fabric, but they have to be completely wool socks. Oh, did I give a hack that even Becky didn't know?
No, that was Ron.
Oh,
yeah. Don't sound so disappointed, Kyle.
Yeah. No, Ron didn't know that. He's not in the cold. I mean,
but then that becomes would you wear socks over your shoes out, heading to the mall or going to school? Would that be, but I think once you get into like the really cold weather, nobody gives a crap what you look like. You're bundled up.
Well, and I can't.
Fashion becomes secondary.
I would struggle with wanting to put expensive, because wool socks are not cheap.
Oh yeah,
and although if you get darn tough wool socks, then those have a lifetime guarantee, so you can send it back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They're called darn good socks.
Darn tough.
Oh, darn tough.
They are.
Is it tough? TUFF?
Nope. TOUGH. Yeah. Darn tough. Right. Yeah.
Well, they need to sponsor this episode.
And Danny, you're absolutely correct. We are home to country music. In fact, CMA Fest is starting tomorrow, I believe.
Oh.
So, yeah, come on down to Music City. Have a good time.
That's awesome. Yeah, wow. Becky said she didn't know that either.
Sweet.
Yeah. So she's going to be trying it out. Send us photos and videos.
That's right. Becky was like, I don't know, fashion-wise, would you go out of the house with your socks over your shoes? Is it a fashion football? I find when I'm up in the winter weather, I don't give a crap. It is just bundle. I don't deal well with cold.
Yeah.
My body is Southern. My bones are Southern.
Yeah, cold is definitely not always fun. But what is fun is you can follow us on all of the socials.
That's right.
And so you get to hear about that now.
Watch us live at YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch at Rhode Island Broadcasting, X and Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Facebook at Going On Daily Morning Show. Listen to us on all of our audio platforms such as Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music at RIBroadcasting. You can also follow us on all of our socials at MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Gab, Parler, and Space Hay at RIBroadcasting, and Reddit at RI-broadcasting. And support the show on RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. We thank you for listening, following, and watching.
Awesome. And we're back. Yes. Christy says darn tough socks back in the day. We're wrapping your moon boot liners with bread sacks.
Oh yeah.
That just like that much more slickery, which I'm not excited about that. Trust me, I don't care how I look in -40°C.
That's what I'm saying.
Which,
like,
out. Yeah, what's the translation? -40. That's got to be not that cold, I think, but still chilly.
Like anything under 30 to me is frigid.
It's still 30 still shorts weather, I think, most of the time.
Yeah. No. Look, I was cold in 70-degree weather this weekend. So. Yeah.
Fun stuff. So so the Hall of Fame, which if you don't know, and you should know, probably.
You should.
But
you
definitely should be voting and letting your voice be heard. And so right now we have Sanford and Son, Good Times, the Jeffersons, Different Strokes, and What's Happening. So
that's hard.
I'm kind of out of the loop on some of these. I would say that I know.
Kyle, which ones do you not know about? Which ones?
So what's happening?
What's
happening?
That's iconic.
I probably should know, but this one's out of my realm. That's kind of interesting.
I was like, Rerun? You don't know Rerun? And what was the little? I know Mikey's got to know this. The sister who always had.
What's up, D?
D. She had the best clapbacks, even to this day. Like referring to her, some of her clapbacks.
You had Roger and Mama and little sister D, and then you had Dwayne.
Yeah, you need to go look it up. That's right.
Becky said 32 is 0, negative 40 is 40 degrees colder. So okay, so -8 Fahrenheit, which, and I don't know if that's the exact,
too cold.
It doesn't seem like that's and -8 is, I've certainly been out when I climb in the -10 freezer and go, oh my gosh, I am so glad it's warm in here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Those are two cold days, but anyway, yeah. So vote for, whoever your favorite is, and let your voice be heard. So who are you guys voting for?
I don't know. I love Good Times, Jefferson, Sanford. Like, those are all even different strokes. I like them for all different reasons. I don't know. Probably toss up between Good Times and the Jeffersons.
See, and for me, I don't know, because Sanford and Son, you have got one of the all-time comedic greats in there with Red Fox. I mean, he is just fantastic. But then the Jeffersons, George and Wheezy, who were moving on up and different strokes. What you talk about, Willis? There's so many good aspects to every one of these shows.
Right.
Good Times with JJ Walker. I mean, it's just so good. And I actually grew up watching What's Happening.
Oh,
I think it was on after school at like 4 o'clock.
That's right. I did. That's exactly.
So that's a tough one. That is a good poll right there.
That is a good poll. And the reason I'd probably like Jefferson's would go in the lead only because so Tropic Thunder, one of my favorite movies. And Robert Downey Jr., the character that he plays, it's the dude playing the other dude. And he quotes the Jeffersons theme song, and he was like, the other guy was like, that's the Jefferson theme song, and he was like, doesn't mean it's not true.
That movie is one of the best comedies ever made.
That's
when
right.
Tom Cruise makes an appearance and we don't recognize that it's him.
That's right.
It's great.
That's right. Ann said, I want to dance, and I want prosthetic fat arms and hands. That was his requirement. He was like, I want to be a producer, because Ben Stiller said, Tom was like, I heard you're making this movie, make me a part. And he was like, well, we're thinking, do we get like a producer? And he was like, I totally have somebody in mind. Let me create the part. He was like, but here's my vision. I want a dancing scene. And I want prosthetic arms, fat hands and arms. And Ben was like, done. We'll do it. Create the character, write the part. So yeah.
Ron says, I may have to watch again to make sure I hate it.
No!
Well, that's a hot take right there. That is a hot take.
Yeah, that is a hot take.
I got to tell you, Ron, that's a good comedy. Give it another watch and just give it an honest try, because man, the first time I saw it, I was a little iffy, and then I just went, "This is great."
Oh my God! So we went to go see it in the theater, and we walked in a little bit late. So the beginning of the movie, they run those fake trailers, right? That's part of the movie. We walked in and sat down, and it wasn't until like the third fake trailer we were like, because I was like, well, is there really a product called Booty Sweats? Like, what is this? And then it wasn't until it was the trailer for the movie that was the fake movie with Robert Downey Jr.'s character and McGuire played the first Spider-Man. Blanked his name.
Tobey Maguire.
And then I was like, oh God, these are fake trailers. We're already into the movie. But it had us, because I was sitting there going, Booty Sweat. That can't be real. Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah.
The Stanley Cup Finals are upon us, and this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I'm a huge hockey fan, and we have a great final this year between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Game 2 is tonight, with Carolina losing the first game at home. So the Vegas Knights have a 1-game advantage here, and they are playing for Lord Stanley's Cup. What is Lord Stanley's Cup? Well, possibly it is one of the greatest gifts that Canada ever gave us. Okay.
Oh.
So I am going to give you a little bit of the history of Lord Stanley's Cup. In 1892, well over 100 years ago, Lord Stanley of Preston, the Governor General of Canada, donated a silver bowl costing about $50 to be awarded to Canada's top hockey team. It was originally called the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup, and it was basically a beer league for a nation. Whoever was the best hockey team would win it. The first champions were indeed the Montreal Hockey Club in 1893. And again, there were no playoffs. Teams either won the league or they challenged the current champion. In the Challenge Cup era, which went from 1893 through the early 1900s, it basically worked like a championship belt in boxing. If another league champion thought they were better, they would challenge for the cup. So it created wild matchups. Now we have the modern era coming. The National Hockey League was established in 1917. And for several years, NHL champions had to face the champions from rival leagues for the cup. By 1926, after the demise of the Western Hockey League, the Stanley Cup effectively became the championship trophy of the NHL. This is the oldest trophy in North American sports. In my opinion, and this is a hot take, it's also the hardest trophy to win. You have to play an 82-game regular season. Then you have to win 4 rounds of a best-of-7 playoff. Originally, the Stanley Cup was just a small silver bowl, and then they started adding tiers to it because unlike most trophies in professional sports, if you win the Stanley Cup, your name gets engraved on it. It is the most famous tradition in sport. And included in the players, it's the coaches and also other personnel for the team. So your equipment trainers and all the other people associated with it. And the cup goes with the winning team for the entire year until it is awarded to another team. So in 1926, the original 1942, the original 6 teams for the NHL were formed or joined the league. And these were the Montreal Canadiens, the Maple Leafs from Toronto, the Boston Bruins, shout out Ron, the Detroit Red Wings, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the New York Rangers. They were the only 6 teams in the NHL up until 1967 when the league expanded. And that's what started what we refer to as the modern era of hockey. And that's where we are today. I love it. It's some of the best sports you're ever going to watch. And if you haven't watched any of the final, give it a shout or give it a look. Game 2 is tonight.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow hockey? Do we watch? JJ's shaking her head.
Nope, sorry.
I love watching hockey, but it's clips that I'll see on social media or wherever else. Sometimes I'll look at some other hockey somewhere else, but it's not anything. And I don't watch, no offense to any of the sports, because I just don't watch any of it. Even skiing and snowboarding that I love, occasionally, maybe I'll watch a little bit, but for the most part, I just don't watch any sports or most other TV, really.
So, Mikey, why did you say it was a hot take that it's the hardest? Why is that controversial?
Because I think it's controversial for a few reasons. Like your NFLers would say that the game of football is a tougher, harder game. And that may be true in the short term, but the NFL season is only 17 games. And then you have 4 or 5 rounds of playoffs, and it's a 1-game playoff. Whereas 82 games, the hockey season runs from October to June. Like we're still playing hockey right now. So that I think makes it a little bit tougher. Baseball, maybe, but you're also talking about a 186 game season now, and it's baseball. You get to sit down for half an inning, so there are differences there. Frankly, I do think it is the toughest team or the toughest sport rather to win in professional sports. I do want to address, I think it's Becky, as someone from Edmonton. I am upset about this segment, Mikey, and you should be, because Connor McDavid and Draisaitl and the rest of the crew from Edmonton should have won a cup, and they haven't. So if I were you, I would be upset as well.
Yeah. Yeah, hockey definitely seems, I mean, getting beat up for that amount of time and run, because they're effectively running, really. I mean, even though they're not, but they still really are. Skating is not, it's okay, it's easier because you get a glide, but you're still you're still kind of running also.
So as a player, as a coach, even a referee at one point, I can tell you that anytime I saw one of my teammates gliding or one of my players gliding, immediately I would start telling them, get your legs going. Because if you're gliding, you're slower than everybody else. Keep your legs going. And that's what makes it such a difficult sport, because not only do you have to skate well, you have to stick handle well, you have to keep your head up, you have to understand where the play is going and how the play is developing. And when you combine all these things at once, it can become a little overwhelming. I've seen people that could skate well but couldn't stick handle at all. I've seen people that can't skate but they could stick handle. It's wild. And then you see somebody like a Wayne Gretzky or a Connor McDavid up in Edmonton who's playing right now. These guys are top of their game. They can do it all. And you want to see them succeed, even if you don't like them. As a Flyers fan, I can't stand Sidney Crosby. But the guy's he's a good player. He's a little bit of a crier at times. And he's still a good player. Okay. He's also nearing retirement. So thank you, Sidney. Appreciate it. Take a bow. We'll see you later.
That's awesome. Yeah. The main hockey-ish that I've done is unicycle hockey. And that's probably, I mean, it's a different skill set for sure.
I was going to say, case in point, because I can't unicycle to save my life, so I'm definitely not going to be good at that.
It's an acquired skill, like a lot of
100%
other things for sure. But wow, awesome. Yeah, great. Great to know and learn all of those things. Because I do like hockey, and I probably like hockey much more than many of the other sports, and it's so much more fun to watch. And
it's a blast. And a couple of other things that you want to know about the Stanley Cup is, one, the superstition in hockey lore is that you cannot lift it unless you win it. So if you ever get a chance to see the cup in person, you can take a picture with it, you can rest your hand on it, but you cannot lift the cup until you win it. The cup itself is 35 pounds unless you're lifting it, and then it weighs next to nothing. And the players get to take the cup home with them for a couple days and celebrate. So some players have sat out on their front lawn and let their neighbors come up and take pictures with it. One player went to the movies and ate cereal out of the Stanley Cup. I mean, they've drank champagne out of the Stanley Cup.
That's what I've seen, the champagne, yeah.
There was one player in particular, and this has happened more than once, where a player inadvertently dropped the cup and damaged it. And they had to, they dropped it on a concrete pool deck. So now they have to fix the Stanley Cup. And they do. And you could see all the rings that have been removed from the cup in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And they do have, I think there's 1.5 tiers that are empty right now. And of course, whoever wins the series that's going on tonight and through the next week or so, they will get their names engraved on the cup and go down in hockey history as the 2026 Stanley Cup champions.
Did you read that comment? So Montreal Canadiens lost the cup at a river one time.
That sounds right. That checks out. It should be noted, though, that the Montreal Canadiens are the winningest team for the Stanley Cup. And I think that they have won, they've won a record 24 Stanley Cups since 1917.
Wow.
So that's why a lot of the Canadian folk were disappointed when the Canadians bowed out against the Hurricanes in the conference final. They had a hell of a season. I mean, they went to 7 games in the first 2 rounds, won them in overtime, and it's just been it was a great run for the Canadian team, and it was the last Canadian team in the playoffs. So once again, the Stanley Cup, whoever wins it, will stay in America.
Love it. It's awesome. Very good. What else is also awesome is our sponsors. And we get to now hear from our sponsors as well.
Not sure what to do at the gym? Overwhelmed by all the equipment? Need videos to make sure you're doing exercises correctly? With the Mace Fitness app's Workout of the Week feature, we take the guesswork out of fitness. Every week, you get a guided workout with step-by-step exercise videos, so you can walk into the gym with confidence. No confusion, no wasted time, just effective workouts designed to help you get stronger and feel better. All for just $9 a month. Download the Mace Fitness app today and start training smarter.
Sometimes you can feel lost in the forest of your mind, caught up in mistakes you can't change, looking ahead, uncertain what comes next, questioning if things will ever get easier, and if you've missed your chance. But the fact is that every moment is a new chance to change and choose a new direction. The fastest way to stop the pain and gain the new insight needed is through guidance from someone who has walked the path before you that can teach you to find your own answers from within. If any of this sounds familiar and you're looking for a way through from where you are to where you long to be, then let's connect. Check out soulspectivesinstitute.com today and book your discovery call, and we can see where we can go from there.
Very awesome.
Very much so. That was a very peaceful spot there. I feel very tranquil right now.
Yeah, Luana.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Luana does. I mean, the audios and stuff that she does are really, really awesome.
Mikey D, she's also played. She plays it's a flute, but it's a different type of a flute. That was like she's played for us on one of the shows, and it's the most beautiful sound.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I listened to one of her audios on Spotify, and that's kind of a regular for sort of a meditation for me also. So yeah, good stuff. So believing in yourself, or believe in yourself. I went down the rabbit hole and and looking what do we have? Because I talk a lot about mental health and personal development and all of those things. And so what I discovered, which this is super cool. So Albert Bandura, which I don't expect for a lot of people to know who that is, but he was a Canadian, born December 4th, 1925 in Mundare, Alberta. So he grew up and very limited resources. So one small school, no library, and became largely self-directed in all of his learning and everything, and studied at University of British Columbia, and earned his PhD at the University of Iowa. So spent the majority of his career at Stanford University, and he is ranked as the 4th most cited psychologist of all time.
Oh.
Which is, pretty amazing. So he's only behind Skinner, Freud, and Piaget, which that's one I wasn't familiar with. Not sure who that is, but the other two, obviously, for sure. But so what he's known for is social learning theory, and a lot of this, he did a lot of work on self-efficacy, which is basically your belief in your own ability to succeed, cope, and handle a situation. So that really pioneered so much of the work in not only in all of the psychology and self-help arena and all of that, but also in a lot of all the traditional medicine and everything, because your belief in your own healing has so much effect on whether or not you're healing or not. So if you believe that you can heal from whatever disease or condition or mental health or any of those things, when you have that belief, then it's so much easier for you to actually do the work of healing and to either be healed by whatever, medical or anything that you're going through. And and it affects, the placebo effect, of course, is one of the big things that we talk about with that is, and so it, they can say, well, it's just this placebo, but if it works, it works. And so anyway, but that's kind of his claim to fame. And so in 1977 is when he introduced the concept, and it's a huge foundation of modern psychology, therapy, coaching, and medicine as well, because your belief in your ability to be healed or to have someone heal you makes probably one of the biggest differences in whether or not you actually heal or become healthy from any of the treatments or anything else that you do. So super interesting. He passed away just a few years ago. He lived to 95, so July 26, 2021.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, he was believing in his health.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure, makes a huge difference, because the more that you believe in your health and your healing and your ability to heal, and also probably your longevity. I'm going to live for however many more years, and that makes a huge. Oh, what? Okay.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
I was like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah.
Is that a kielbasa?
Mundaret. That is, wow, super cool, huh? What a neat. Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that thing is, but that's.
I love that there was a staircase so that you could actually go up and take a
heads.
picture in the center of that.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that was a big kielbasa. That's what I'm thinking.
Sausages.
Definitely could be. Yeah. Super cool though. Yeah. But
so Kyle,
Kyle,
one of the things that in talking about personal development and belief in yourself and in health is that one of the things that I've learned in my own personal development journey is that I have to have the belief no matter what it is, whether it's career, whether it's personal, whether it's health. If I am not able to see it for myself, I'm not able to manifest it or have it happen for myself. That is a huge piece of all of it. Believe first. Everything else will follow. See it, have the intention around it, and everything else will follow. I had 4 knee surgeries. And after the 4th one, my knee was healed. My mind was not. My mind still thought that my knee was injured, and it made my body react that way. I had to retrain my thought process. So see that, believe that, everything else will follow.
It's really, it's incredible the way that our mind affects everything. And I think it's one of the biggest things with everything. And we don't think about that as much. And I think the big holdup with so many people with all of the belief work is we have the resistance to all of it. And so we kind of do this push-pull where we are trying to believe. It's like we're trying to push and force that belief in, and it doesn't work that way. It's releasing the resistance so whatever our resistance in allowing ourselves to step into that belief, that's the work to do. It's not trying to say over and over, say the affirmations over and over again, or any of the other things that we do as far as manifestation. It's releasing the resistance to allowing ourselves to step into that mind state.
Right. Because a lot of it is like, it's fear-based for a lot of, or it might be an arrogance and ego that's not allowing us to let go. So what other besides ego and fear, what are some other things that block that resistance that we've got to
know what fear is? False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And fear is just, you're right. It's the ego. It's the mind saying, no, we can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid.
I was trying to remember the other fear one that that I had heard, and I want to say it's something like forgetting everything about reality or something like that. And I don't know if that's the exact. I don't know if it's reality is the R, but really, in a lot of ways, when we're in that fearful state, we're not really thinking clearly, completely about all of whatever the situation is. So anyway, but yeah, believe in yourself, and that's something that you allow yourself to do.
You can do it.
Which is excellent. So now, moving on, we get to hear about Uganda, and so super exciting.
Here at Rhode Island Broadcasting and Going On Daily, we're proud to announce that we are collecting donations for our Uganda Fund. My name is Becky, and I've been one of the hosts here at Going On Daily since day one. And earlier this year, I was blessed with the opportunity to travel to Uganda, and it was honestly one of the most life-changing experiences. I met people who completely changed the way I see the world. I met families who had endured unimaginable tragedies, including these two families who lost young children to a witch doctor. I met children who hadn't eaten in days. We even saw 11 children share a single apple because it's all we had left to give them. I met children who fled war in neighboring countries only to find themselves homeless and living on the streets. I saw heartbreak, poverty, and desperation. But what I also saw was joy, the happiness that a single piece of candy, a bracelet, or a small act of kindness could bring was enough to bring tears to my eyes. These are people who have so little, and yet they have more gratitude and joy than many of us could even imagine. We know that there are people who need help in our own communities, and we continue to support local initiatives whenever we can. But this year, our hearts are with Uganda. In partnership with Love Made a Way, 100% of every donation will go directly to initiatives in Uganda. No hidden fees, no deductions. Every dollar goes to help providing food, clean water, education, medical care, safe buildings, sanitation improvements, schools, vocational training, and hope. $1 is worth roughly 3,700 Ugandan shillings, so even a small donation can make a meaningful impact. Maybe it's giving up your Starbucks or your Timmy's today. Whatever you feel led to give, please know that it will help change lives. Thank you for your support, your generosity, and for helping us bring hope to the people of Uganda. Visit www.RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net/Uganda-donations to help out.
I love it. Yeah.
So good.
And so much better said by Becky talking through all of that.
I know. Thank you, Becky, for putting that together.
Fantastic spot. That was awesome.
That was great. And the link is in the chat to go straight there. And then Hugo's working on a book. Yeah, with Ron and he's doing the illustrations, I think. So helping to raise more funds. So that'll be exciting when that gets launched. Yeah.
Super exciting. Super exciting to be able to contribute to something like that.
Great. And again, 100% goes. We don't take anything. The show doesn't take anything. And I was going to comment that Lena did Mikey, did you see that? The Be Bold and Mighty Forces Will Come to Your Aid was the line that Frances McDormand.
I did see that, and that's absolutely 100% true. It was said by Frances McDormand in the movie Almost.
When she was on the phone with him?
Yes. And it's when she freaked out the character of Russell. And I think she said it was Kierkegaard, and it was kind of a misquote, kind of a twisted take on it. But I love that quote, and I use it all the time. Good catch, Lana. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then what was, you said fear was what? The FEAR? It's
false evidence appearing real.
There you go.
Yeah. One of the quotes my wife loves is, the cave that you fear to go into holds the treasure you seek.
Oh.
Yep.
That's another good one.
That's really good.
Absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah. It's those things that we want to avoid because they're too scary, that really brings up the life that we actually want to live.
Great.
So
thank you for bringing us into your brain, Lana. We love that.
That's right. We love it.
Yeah, very awesome. Great show. So where can we find you, Mikey?
You can find me on the That Makes Two of Us podcast. That's my co-host, Kelsey. We have a new episode about to come out, and we have a lot of fun with pop culture, lifestyle, and everything in between. It's just different generations talking about the same things that we're all dealing with. I've also guested on a couple of other podcasts, including Toxic Waste of Time and The Soul Goals. And, of course, you can find me here every Thursday for the foreseeable future.
I love it.
Yeah.
How about you, JJ?
Well, you can find me at Hello Chaos Podcast on YouTube or on every podcast platform. We are available. I am the host. We drop every Sunday new episodes. I talk to founders and entrepreneurs across the world. And we talk about the ahas and the oh crap moments of what it takes to start and build a business. So you get real unvarnished stories and viewpoints. But come and follow us there. You can subscribe. We also do a weekly newsletter. We've got about 20,000 subscribers of different founders and entrepreneurs, and we put out content weekly. But you can do that at Orange WIP. That is orangewip.com. And that stands for work in progress, because that's what we all are.
Hey, Kyle.
Love it. Yeah.
I just want to throw out there, you can find That Makes Two of Us on Amazon, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kyle, where can we see you?
I'm Kyle Miller Coaching. You can come to my website, KyleMillerCoaching.com, and at Kyle Miller Coaching on pretty much every single platform.
Yeah.
And some of the ones that you probably haven't heard of on Noster as well. So yeah. And soon, I think probably maybe this week, I'll get my podcast actually launched. So yeah, super exciting upcoming.
That's right. Join the podcasters of Instagram and Facebook. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, super excited about that. So Saturday, Lana and Laura will be on, and I'm sure that will be another amazing show. And yeah, it was great show today. Thank you again to WDJY for airing us, and for all the people tuning in and listening, and all the love and support and everything else, and then also to Maze Fitness and Soul Spectives Institute for sponsoring the show. Very much appreciated that we get the extra support and be able to help put ourselves out there in more places.
That's right. It's good. I'm going to do one more shout out, Kyle, before we go.
Oh yeah.
This is a humble brag, because I do want to acknowledge I'm wearing a cocktail outfit so early in the morning because I don't have time to go home and change. But tonight, I've got to go drive across the state. It's about a three-hour drive or whatever to go. I am being awarded to recognize as top 100 South Carolina women and in business. And so I am getting recognized for that. But that's why I'm wearing a cocktail outfit.
Congratulations on that, JJ.
Yeah,
congratulations.
So I'm excited for that, to be a part of a really cool peer group of really strong women in the state. So yeah,
I love that. Yeah, really, really awesome. And yeah, surrounding ourselves with good people, it makes just such an unbelievable difference in our lives, in our businesses, and everything. So very, very cool. And thank you guys for being on here today. It was a great show.
I love it.
Yeah. And thank you for everyone who tuned in live and then is listening after the fact or on the air or all of the other places. Come say hi, find us on all the social media, and thank you again for being here, and we will see you next time.
Do the LLC, listen, like, and comment. We love you guys.
Yeah.